huddled up, ready to go. New hopes, new direction. Jack, he's Ryan Neese, and a big welcome to Austin. Texas is improving. The offensive line is gelling. And Ryan, still that ground game.
Well, last week, they've improved their ground game. They had one of the most impressive ground games all year long versus Texas Tech in that win. They had over 240 yards. They're going to have a big game. Once again, they have two players that are going to answer that bell. They're going to ring that bell all day long. And Malcolm Brown, who is one of the most physical runners in between the tackles, he will move the pile. And then Jonathan Gray, who injured his Achilles versus West Virginia last year, he is a dynamic running back. And when the ball's in his hands, watch out.
Here's a question. Can West Virginia shake off last week's one-point loss to TCU? I think probably the key is going to be the quarterback, Clint Trickett.
Well, Clint Trickett's been playing at a high level all year long. Last week, he stumbled. And if you got to get your mojo back as a quarterback, you better go to your playmaker at the wide receiver position. Kevin White, one of the best wide receivers in the country. He's physical, he's fast, he is a true playmaker. They got to find a way to get him the ball and get him the ball often today.
Just 6 receptions over the last 2 games for 55 yards and a touchdown. Should be a high-flying game. It's Big 12 action. West Virginia, Texas, next on Fox Sports. Welcome back to Austin, Texas, and Fox Sports 2 College Football is presented by Kay Jewelers. Beautiful day in Austin, Texas. We take a look at the Big 12 so far. It's far, far from decided. Kansas State stands alone but plays a key game tonight, Ryan, on Fox against TCU. Baylor and Oklahoma playing over on Fox Sports 1. West Virginia, yes, still in the race at 4-2.
And Baylor looks like they're coming away with the win today.
Head coaches, Dana Holgorsen leads the Mountaineers, 4th year in Morgantown. 3 tough losses this season. They include Bama, OU, and TCU. Charlie Strong left Louisville for Texas, and Ryan, he's got a big job ahead.
He's got a huge job. Texas University, he's coming here. He's made a number of changes. He's cleaned house. He's got the players that believe in his system and are buying in. And now it's a time to find a way to continue to get better week in and week out. They're on pace right now, Craig. I think they're on schedule to accept the changes he wants.
Texas won the toss. They chose to defer to get it in the second half. And so the Longhorns have it teed up. Nick Rose set to kick it away on a beautiful day in Austin, Texas. We'll expect 100,000 before the quarter ends. A few lingering in the parking lot. And it kicks away at the 2-yard line is Mario Alford. Far sideline, turns the edge. It takes a stumble and a roll at the 24-yard line. 3 things, Ryan, you need to know about Texas.
Well, West Virginia, they go on the road. They know how to take business trips. They're undefeated when they go on the road this year. And they rack them up. This is an explosive offense that knows how to put up points every single week. And then Kevin White, one of the best wide receivers in the country, they got to find a way to activate him and get him the ball often because he is their playmaker.
So Trickett will have Smallwood alongside on a 1st and 10. From their own 24-yard line, rifles a shot in traffic over the middle. Catch is made, but a flag is dropped. Kevin White, with 75 receptions on the year, picks up 19, but a flag's out.
Pass interference. Defense, number 6. As penalties decline, result of the play, 1st down.
Quandre Diggs trying to take care of Kevin White. Trickett with a big arm, 325 yards a game. That's 8th best in the FBS. Pitch and catch far side. Texas with a swarming defense tackle Smallwood. That's his 22nd reception. A sophomore out of Wilmington, Delaware. Hassan Ridgeway made the initial hit for the Longhorns. West Virginia going hurry up. Trying to shake the Blues after last week's 31-30 loss. Smallwood off the right side, not much. What's amazing about that game last week, Ryan, they led 13-0. They had 5 turnovers. They led for all but 2 minutes of the game. And Jaden Overcrome's 37-yard field goal as time expired was a difference.
That was a difference. Those turnovers continued to sting.
Oh, Trickett. 2 beautiful passes to White, threading the needle. Dylan Haynes chased him down, the strong safety. But get Trickett some credit. 2 tough throws here early.
Well, Trickett made that throw look easy, but to throw in traffic and throw through those windows, that's all about timing between the quarterback and the wide receiver.
Texas jumped in the backfield. Guess who? Malcolm Brown. 320-pound big man, defensive tackle that can move. Great free technique, 10 tackles for losses, and he started playing football way back at the age of 7.
Well, he's been developing his athletic ability. He's got God-given talent. He's one of the best 3 techniques in the country. The coaches say he's the best worker on the team. He shows up every day and it translates over onto game day.
Wendell Smallwood lines up alongside Trickett. 2nd down and 12. He'll get the carry. Chopped down to the line of scrimmage and he'll lose a yard. Back to the 41. Malcolm Brown breaks through again.
This is exactly what Texas defense wants to do. They want to stuff the run. They want to be physical up front, close down those running lanes, and all of a sudden put Trickett in 3rd and long.
3rd and 13 is Trickett. Runs out of the pocket and smartly tosses it a ball away. Hassan Ridgeway pressured Trickett in that backfield. That brings up 4th down.
And they're in that no man's land. You make a decision to go for it, and you punt right here. I think the wise decision is to punt.
4th and 13.
Looks like they're lining up for a field goal.
Yeah, Dana Holgerson's going to try to roll the dice here. Josh Lambert, his longest kick is 55 yards. This will be 57, middle of the field. And now we have a whistle.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Delay of game. We'd like to welcome all of you watching Baylor and Oklahoma finish up in Norman, Oklahoma. Welcome to Austin, Texas. West Virginia is in town, 23rd ranked against the Longhorns. Just kicked it away. West Virginia moved the ball nicely, now forced to punt. They took a 5-yard delay of game penalty to give them a little bit more room, and that ball takes a bounce into the end zone and a touchback. And we got a flag far side of the field. Flag at the 25. Referee today, Mike Duffy. And the replay official upstairs is David Dumas if needed. Here's the call.
During the kick, holding. Return team, number 2. 10-yard penalty from the 20-yard line. 1st down.
So three things we need to know about the Longhorns of Texas.
We know about all the changes that have taken place in this program, but their offense is starting to come on strong, and it's coming on strong because of Malcolm Brown, the running back. He's running up the middle. He's getting positive yards, had over 100 yards last week. And then John Harris, the dynamic wide receiver, he is having a breakout year because of his playmaking ability, and he does a great job, Craig, on those jump balls, those 50-50 balls. He can go up and grab them and snag them out of the air.
Now, he was a high school high jumper. He went 6'11" at one time, so you know he can out-jump you on the 50-50 balls. 48 receptions. He's had a breakout year. The senior from Garland, Texas. Longhorns start their first drive at the 10-yard line. Nice little carry. Malcolm Brown breaks it past the 20 and rumbles to the 23-yard line. You notice that little stutter move. He averages over 4 yards a carry. He picks up 14. Last week, Tyrone Swoops. He's learning week by week. He makes his 9th career start today. He passed for 228 and a touchdown and a runaway win against Texas Tech last week. Longhorns 1st and 10. Brown gets his 2nd carry, this time off the left side, and squares up those pads and works his way down to the 29-yard line to pick up a 5.
This is going to be a unique matchup. West Virginia has a 3-3 stack defense. They're known to play against all these spread offenses. They have a number of athletes all over the field. But Texas's offense, they're big up front. They run power football, and all of a sudden they can start running down the throat against a smaller West Virginia defense.
Swoops from the gun. Whistles will stop play. Texas trying to stay in that race of respect in the Big 12. West Virginia trying to still stay in the race for the championship.
False start. Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty. 1st down. 2nd down.
Cedric Flowers, the left guard. This offensive line really starting to gel together. Taylor Doyle jumped from guard to center after Dominic Espinoza was injured earlier. As we look at impact players defensively for West Virginia.
Well, Shaquille Riddick is a monster coming off the edge, and Nick Kwiatkowski, the linebacker, he is the leader of that defense. Watch him. He'll fly all over the field and thump people all day long.
2nd down and 10. Swoops. Tackled, shoelace, Wachuku, number 97, Noble Wachuku, only a sophomore, beautiful move off the edge and a loss of 5.
Wachuku, number 97, plays smart football right there. You saw him go upfield, settle his feet, read what the quarterback was doing, shuffle down the field and go and make the play. That's a very athletic play by that defensive end.
Texas now faced with a 3rd down and 15. 3 wide receiver set, Shipley, Johnson, and Harris. Swoops on the line. What a throw, what a catch. It was Shipley. Daryl Worley was trying to hang on with him. 52 catches now in the season. And he, as the coach has told us, he's probably the most precise route runner Texas has.
That's because he loves football. He specializes in the details. And you saw it right there when he ran that route. He ran the curl route just right, just into the numbers, and was able to catch the ball at the flag stick, catch the ball, turn up the field for a 1st down. That's exactly what you need from your veteran senior wide receiver.
They'll pick up a 15 and a 1st down. Back to the ground goes Texas. Big breakaway. Brown. 1 tackle broken. How about 2? Yes. Daryl Worley trying to grab him around the ankles. He's down to the 46-yard line.
And you're going to see this hole open up on the left side of the screen. This is just a power play. Simple football. Great blocking from the fullback and the defense and the offensive lineman to come around and match up and eliminate the defensive players. They're doing a great job getting pushed right now, Craig, of this offensive line. And that's really what's opening up these holes.
So what West Virginia's defensive coordinator, Tony Gibson, won't like is that 10 yards per touch for one Malcolm Brown. He won 116 last week against Texas Tech, his first 100-yard game of the season. He's on fire. Rolling out his swoops, wide open, far side, pitch and catch. Marcus Johnson battling for the change. He picks up a reception, his 22nd of the year, and K.J. Dillon finally brought him down after a pickup of 7.
I like when we talked to Swoops yesterday and I said, hey, do you like going out on the bootlegs and the naked? He said, I told Coach I like whatever he gives me. And right there he demonstrated his athleticism, play action, rolled to his left, found the open receiver, squared his hips, and delivered a strike.
Only his 9th career start. Sophomore, what a frame, 6'4", 243. He'll put his tight end Andrew Beck in motion, a true freshman, play action. Swoop stands in the pocket, goes up top. Ball hung up a little bit, but he's got a man open. Guess who? It's Harris, his go-to guy.
It's Harris. It looks like he stepped out of bounds. It was a double move. They ran a hard play action. And you're going to see Harris at the top of the screen. He's going to step out of bounds. And as soon as you step out of bounds, you're no longer eligible right there, unless you were forced out.
Came back in, established, first down.
So he was out of bounds, reestablished, and now a first down at the 8:45 mark. Clock runs. It's been all Texas here early. Malcolm Brown, the tailback, he'll get the handoff. Patiently waits for an opening and hit down at the 16-yard line.
But I just want to go back to that last play. John Harris ran that double move. He was forced out of bounds by number 7, Worley. As soon as you're forced out by the defensive player, you can come back in the field of play, reestablish yourself, and catch a ball. If you go out on your own, that can't happen. You're ineligible. But he was forced out. Nice job by Harris to stay with it. Big play for Texas.
That ball hung up a little bit off the hand of Swoops. Harris waited for it. He's had a terrific breakout year. 2nd down and 8 as we hit the 8-minute mark. Fast moving first quarter. Swoops wants a touchdown. Up top he goes. A battle. There's a flag. Harris trying to own this drive in a one-on-one battle with Terrell Chestnut, number 16 for West Virginia.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 2. 15-yard penalty. Correction. The ball we placed at the 2-yard line. First and goal.
Well, right there, Terrell Chestnut, the corner number 16. He tries to turn around and look back to locate the ball and place his hands on the ball. But all of a sudden, his right arm was too aggressive. He was too physical with that, and that's why he got called for that flag.
So first and goal, 2-yard line. Under center goes Swoops. Handoff. Nothing. Brown hits a wall of Mountaineers. K.J. Dillon was there. Tonkery.
This is their bread and butter. Short yardage at the goal line. You got a big physical offensive line. Let's go power football. Let's run the power play again. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to that play and try to run right in between the tackles, right at the heart of West Virginia's defense.
Had their best rushing performance last week against Texas Tech. A season-high 241 yards. 11th play of this drive. 2nd down and goal. Brown again. Left side. Stuffed by Dillon. 3rd down and goal.
Well, an excellent job by West Virginia's defense to get penetration and find a way to get in the backfield early and eliminate that run. You can see them change the line of scrimmage by their defense, and that's why they were able to shut down that run.
Trying to run behind Marcus Hutchins, who used to be a defensive lineman who's jumped over to play left tackle. Now 3rd down and goal. They put Shipley in motion. On the play action, Swoops looks to the end zone. Jump ball, corner, got it. Touchdown, Swaim, the tight end. Jeff Swaim, senior, 10th reception, his first touchdown of the year. And what an impressive drive by Texas.
They ran a nice little play action. That's a simple play for the quarterback to read. He can read high or low. He actually had both players wide open. Swaim was in the back of the end zone, and this tight end has continued to impress and continue to make plays all year long. That was a huge touchdown and a signature opening drive for Texas.
Nick Rose kicks the extra point through. 11 plays. They go 90 yards in 6 minutes. And Swaim, the tight end, jumps high for the touchdown, and Texas leads by 7. There's a look at Jeff Swaim, the senior from Chico, California. 2-yard touchdown pass. Swoops was perfect, 4 for 4 on that drive. Went 90 yards in 6 minutes.
Sometimes people undervalue controlling the line of scrimmage. Texas controlled the line of scrimmage with their offensive line. That's what set up the big run plays. That's what set up the play action and what led to a touchdown.
Rose set to kick away for the 2nd time here in the first quarter. Short kick. Alford, 7-yard line. Nice move. 30 at the 40. Still on his feet and stumbles and falls at the 45-yard line. Alford puts West Virginia in terrific territory, and Trickett will be behind center when we come back. 49-yard return. West Virginia in great field position. Clint Trickett ready to go back to work. The senior out of Tallahassee, Florida, transferred down to Florida State a couple years ago. And it's time to find that Trickett, the White combination once again.
Absolutely. Last week, they weren't able to really connect. Kevin White only had 3 catches. We saw early in the game in that first drive, Trickett was looking for Kevin White. He had 2 catches already. You got to continue to find a way to feed the beast, give him the football, and allow your playmaker to go to work.
Trickett 3 of 4 in that opening series. As you mentioned, a couple of those balls caught by White. He averages 8 receptions, 120 yards a game. And they got great field position. Down 7, trying to answer that touchdown by Texas. Russell Shell gets his first touch after Smallwood had the first series. They'll jump back and forth. Rest one back, put fresh legs in on another series. He picks up 11, and a nice block by the halfback, Cody Clay. Pitch and catch far side. Kevin White runs it down the sideline, and boy, he is really showing some streaking speed today.
Well, a lot of teams try to double him, but when you get the ball in a receiver's hands that quickly, that close to the line of scrimmage, it's extremely challenging for the defense to double him, and that's why you're seeing these quick, short passes to allow him to go out and make plays, and that's exactly what Kevin White did on that last play.
19 yards on that reception. Last 2 games, just 6 catches today. Already 3 grabs, and West Virginia is inside the 20-yard line. Handoff dancing is Shell. Texas pursues. Dylan Haynes, a strong safety with the tackle on Shell. Just a sophomore out of Hopewell, Pennsylvania. He's a transfer out of Pitt. Second down 9. Trickett on the line. White and Trickett are really working the ball together. We talked to Trickett earlier this week, and Ron, I'll tell you, he was all business.
Well, that's his mental toughness. And a lot of people talk about physical toughness as an athlete, but you have to be mentally tough. And when you take a heartbreaking loss like they did last week, you know you need your quarterback to be mentally tough to prepare you to come into battle against 100,000 people at the University of Texas.
Yeah, Texas looking to make a stop here on 3rd down and 1. Handoff. First down, and the pile is pushed forward. It's good to have guys like Penty and Spain, 300-pounders up front pushing the pile. Spain, he's only 332.
Oh, only 330, just only. He's one of the smaller guys. But you're absolutely right. When you have a physical offensive line that can get that type of push, that's when it shows up on those short yardage situations.
Got a player down from West Virginia. Just inside the 5-yard line at 4:47 to play. So an injury timeout's been called, and we'll take a break. West Virginia pushing forward, down 7. Shell able to walk off the field. He got in a scrum. He just got caught underneath the pile. Looks like they're looking at an ankle. So Wendell Smallwood jumps on the field for West Virginia. Red zone offense, 35 possessions, 83% scoring percentage, 20 touchdowns, 9 field goals. They're trying to punch it in for 6. Smallwood caught from behind Jordan Hicks.
That was a terrific play by Jordan Hicks. He read it all day long. He was able to split the gap as a linebacker and shoot the backfield and secure that tackle. That's excellent instincts by that linebacker to read and decipher what was going to happen on that play.
Had a great talk with him yesterday. He's a special young player. 10 tackles last week against Texas Tech. 2nd down and goal. Trickett throws, man coverage up top and throws it away. He wanted White, covered, and good cover from the corner by Quandre Driggs.
Well, I'm sure that was a run play that was called, and Trickett looked outside. He changed it, saw he had man coverage, and took a shot. He's got man coverage again, one-on-one. Let's see if he goes back to that well.
Pushing the pile, no call, Smallwood. Short, just inside the 1-yard line, so here's the call. Holgerson's got a foot from pay dirt.
That's a big stop by that defense to dig in, find a way to create leverage, lower the pads. They're going to rise the occasion once again.
Hey, it's power football, mano a mano. One-on-one, whistle before the play.
Prior to the snap, the previous play was ruled short of the goal line. The previous play is under further review.
So David Dumas upstairs will get his first look at a replay. I know that frustrates coaches. You got basically a touchdown off the left edge, and it's whistled dead.
Especially up-tempo, fast-paced offenses. And we're taking a look at the replay right now. And there's a pile right there. And let's see if they can find a way to fight for that yard, find a way to get the ball over the end zone. It's hard to see from that angle.
I mean, do you see evidence to overturn that?
I don't. It looks like the ref that had the best angle. He's
right down the line.
Right down the line. He spotted it.
Those are the impossible calls. Once you get a scrum, a pile of jerseys of humanity, good luck trying to find if the ball actually broke the plane or not.
And what they're trying to find is where a body part from Smallwood hit the ground. It looks like they're going to let it stand.
The ruling on the field stands. Short of the goal line, 4th down.
That was a good call. There wasn't enough evidence there to overturn that. And it appeared that Smallwood was short. But all of a sudden, that replay, they had a touchdown on that 4th down play. Now they got to find, what are they going to go with now? Are they going to find a way to dial up that same exact play power football and run off the left side? If I'm going to run this play, Craig, I'm going right behind my man, Spain. He's a left guard, he's physical, and he can get things done. He'll move the pile with Orlowski at the center position.
You saw Holgerson, the head coach, not happy. They blew that play dead, so we play it again on 4. Oh, now there's movement. jumping. Number 89.
Number 89, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
100,000 in the stands, gets a little noisy. The pressure.
When you go on the road, you play at the University of Texas in front of 100,000, it's 4th and goal. The crowd noise can be deafening, and all of a sudden the home field factor came into effect right there.
So now Horgerson forced to try a field goal off the foot of Lambert. Placed down at the 12-yard line. This will be a 22-yarder. Good snap, good hole, kick is away, and good. He's now 21-27 on the year, and Lambert puts West Virginia on the board. Texas at home, leading 7-3 on Fox Sports 1. Well, keep it here on Fox Sports 1 and Fox for the best college football games all day long, including the game of the week. Ryan, 6th-ranked Kansas State, 7th-ranked TCU. Put down a remote. College football at its best on Fox. Fox Sports 1 is streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
All types of action in college football. And those two games right there, that's enough football for you just alone. I mean, that's a dynamic matchup between those two teams. Kansas State, TCU, flip a coin right there.
What's your thoughts? Baylor going into Norman and just having their way today against Oklahoma, 41-14.
We saw Oklahoma last week. They were impressive, and all of a sudden they got shocked at home by a very good Baylor football team.
So Baylor stays in the race for the Big 12. Kansas State undefeated. We'll see what happens tonight. 7-3 Longhorns. That ball won't stay on the tee.
Doesn't look like there's a lot of wind, but it starts swirling down in the stadium. It can knock the ball off. It's always frustrating for the kickers. They're sensitive guys. They don't like when the ball keeps falling off like that.
Michael Molinari with some help gets it away. 5 yards deep, no return and a touchback. Time for a Lowe's Never Stop Improving Game Break. And for the first time, we go to Los Angeles and check in with Alan Massengale. Alan.
Number 3, Auburn, trailing early against Texas A&M. Aggies QB Kyle Allen in for the suspended Kenny Hill, finds Josh Reynolds, 36-yard touchdown. Tigers have responded with a TD, but still trail 14-7. Back to Craig and Ryan in Austin.
All right, some Texas folks keeping an eye on A&M. How about that ball game?
No surprise. No surprise. Every single week, every team is prone for an upset. All of a sudden, Texas A&M, they're up big.
So Swoops with the football. He's 4 for 4. He's hit 4 different receivers, and they're going to start this drive on the ground. Jonathan Gray, who's coming off an Achilles injury and trying to find his game, work his way back in. And last week against Texas Tech had a 76-yard touchdown. I'll tell you, Achilles, a difficult injury for any athlete.
And it's a testament to him to go through rehab, to battle back, to come back from that injury. And last week was the first time we saw him start playing at a high level. He made a number of cuts in that game that were very impressive.
They put Swain the tight end in motion on 2nd down and 10 on the play action. Swoops stands in the pocket. Good protection. It breaks down. Breaks away. Swoops throws. And a one-handed grab falls incomplete. Harris went up high. Pressure came from Shaq Riddick.
Shaq Riddick's going to come off the edge, but Swoops was just standing in the pocket. He was waiting for the receivers to come open. Nice coverage by West Virginia's defense in that zone coverage to lock down the receivers, find a way to get in the zones, and Swoop couldn't find anybody. He basically threw that ball away right there. This is a big 3rd down once again. They got to keep the momentum on their side of the field.
Early success for Texas, converting 3rd downs. So far today, 2 for 2. Swoops from the gun. Runs near side, lobs that ball up high. It's a jump ball. Marcus Johnson out-jumped his defender, but a flag is back as well inside the 20.
Holding. Offense, number 74. Penalties decline, 4th down.
So Taylor Doyle, the center, as I mentioned, former guard who jumped to center after they lost Dominica Espinoza in week 1. And that brings up a punting situation for the Longhorns. Fox Sports 1 College Football is presented by Cade Jewelers. The Longhorns lead 7-3. They'll punt it away. Russ at his own 10. Bad punt. Shanked it, takes a kick back in favor of West Virginia. They've got, again, 5 field position, Ryan, at the 49.
Well, I know that Texas has to be extremely frustrated with that last series offensively. They go 3 and out. They were established themselves very physical in that first drive of the game. They were running the ball, but all of a sudden, they got away from that and missed a couple passes, and now they're off the field. You get a punt that's shanked. Now you give West Virginia an offense that's scoring 30 points a game, an opportunity with the short field to start putting more points on the board. That's the last thing you want to do.
23-yard kick, punt, and now West Virginia starts on their own on the Texas 48-yard line. Dreamer Smith in the backfield with Trickett. Trickett stands up and throws near side. Pitch and catch on the hands of Alford. Alford, a senior out of Greenville, Georgia. Mountaineers playing hurry up. Under 2 minutes left. Now they check to the sideline. Trickett off to a good start, Ryan. 6 of 8, 73 yards. They'll go gun. Quick toss far side. Down low. White gets a block. Texas O comes in and hammers him down. Diggs again. Beautiful tackle, knee high.
That's a nice tackle in the open field. And that looked like a quick play, but that's a long throw that allows the defense to get over there and rally and make a play.
Mountaineers waste no time. Hand off to Bowie. Andrew Bowie, number 13. This is a very deep core of running back. Shell was shaken up. We saw Smallwood run the first series. You'll see Dreamer Smith and also now Bowie for the first time. Big third down and 9. Low snap. Trickett in the pocket, slings it, and it drops incomplete at the 20-yard line. I believe Alford was the intended receiver, but pressure forced Trickett to throw that ball a little early.
Well, Trickett had heat all around him. It was a simple pass rush, 4-man pass rush, but they were able to beat their one-on-ones, get in the backfield. Excellent job by Texas defensive ends. And Cedric Reed, they said, hey, we need to find a way to get him going, get him coming on strong. He did a nice job coming around the edge, using his hands and getting to Trickett.
You saw Trickett come over and talk to Alford quickly, just trying to get together. Here's a 53-yard attempt by Lambert. It's a line drive field goal attempt, and it is no good. Lambert has leg. He's hit one from 55. West Virginia tried it from 53.
Well, he went for it. It had enough leg. He just pushed it off to the left. But a big defensive stand by Texas. Give them credit to respond right there. West Virginia had a short field. They started to reestablish some momentum. You could start to feel it. But Texas went out, took care of business, and now they got their offensive ball back.
Ryan, you know how kickers are. It's that lonely, kind of lonely land. One man on an island.
I don't envy kickers at all, Craig.
A minute to play in the quarter. High snap. Swoops on a swing out to Brown. You know what? We saw it last week. What's the rule?
Don't take your eye off the football.
Got to catch before you run.
Got to catch it. Got to secure the catch. Don't take your eyes off of it. His eyes got big. He started to look upfield. Had nice blocking set up. You got to catch it first.
Malcolm Brown. 22nd career start today against West Virginia. Texas in that diamond formation. 6 on the play clock. Brown on a cutback. Protects the football and falls forward to the 38. That's a gain of 2, and the clock's at 45 seconds.
You saw right there, West Virginia realizes what Texas is trying to do. They loaded their box with their defense. They had 8 players in the box right there. They said, hey, we're going to try to find a way to shut down the run. If we can force you in the third long, that plays to our hands. We can start dialing up our unique blitzes. Watch them come after Swoops right now.
D coordinator Tony Gibson. Boy, loves his job. Intense. Third down 8. Play clock number 5. Swoops just got it away. Pressure from both edges. They'll pitch it far side and pushes for the first down. Nice grab. Worley wrestles Marcus Johnson, but not before he got to the marker.
They brought pressure. Swoops threw a laser to Marcus Johnson. Marcus Johnson, he fought for this. That was all Marcus Johnson. Find a way to secure the catch and fight for that first down.
So the first quarter ends here in Austin, in Texas, leading West Virginia 7-3. Well, star power is recruiting. That's the story. Holgerson on your left, Strong on your right. Texas, 34 4-star recruits, 11 5-stars, 45 total. West Virginia, 6 4-star recruits on their roster. And Charlie Strong told us, look, got no problem getting attention. He's got to be the right guy who fits my style, what I need from them. Come to Texas is easy. But can you play football? Do you love the game of football? As Shipley, who loves the game of football, makes that catch.
That's a big catch, and Swoops, he's been on fire today. He looks very comfortable. Talk about a young man that's continuing to grow. And just going back to that 4 or 5-star graphic, Craig, it's not always about the Willies and the Joes. Sometimes it's about the X's and the O's. Just getting the right players to come into your system, to buy in and believe. Right now, both of these teams have players that believe in their system, to believe in their coaches.
A gain of 10, 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Malcolm Brown to the 30. At the 41-yard line. It was Rose and Christian Brown. There was some house cleaning here at Texas. Players who didn't love football. And Charlie Strong has made it clear you got to be dedicated, responsible, accountable on the field and off.
You have to love it. I had Monty Kiffin when I was in Tampa would come into our meeting rooms every day and look us in the eyes and say, you love ball. The amount of time that you dedicate to football, you better love it. Because if you don't, it's hard to dedicate that much of your life to one game.
You saw Beck go in motion, handoff, Brown, right side. And it's tough going down in the trenches. Muldrow, the weak side linebacker, with a stop on Brown.
Well, West Virginia is doing a nice job against the run right now because their defensive line is getting pushed, but they're disengaging as well. They're finding a way to get up the field, get off their blocks, and find a way to get to the ball carrier. You got to watch the line of scrimmage, and they're starting to change it. That's the reason they've shut both of those run plays down the last 2 plays.
Now for Texas, it's 3rd down and 7. Play clock to 2. Swoops, low snap, home run ball, up top, man coverage. And he just threw that ball 5 yards ahead of Harris. Carl Joseph was on coverage, a strong safety, number 8. That brings up 4th down and 7.
And that's exactly what West Virginia wants. They want you in 3rd and long. I can bring pressure. I trust my corners when they're on an island to be able to play man-to-man and switches over through his wide receiver. Anytime you're throwing a deep ball, they teach you this from Pop Warner, high school, college, pros. Give your receiver a chance. Right there, he didn't give his receivers a chance.
They toss in Michael Davidson to pump this ball, looking to try to drop it inside the 10. High hangs it. Back on coverage. What a job for special teams. Downed at the 1-yard line. Davidson did his job. Pooched it inside the 5. West Virginia with the ball. Down 7-3.
I thought this was a terrific job in special teams, and we're going to highlight Adrian Colbert right here. He's going to run down the field. His back is turned to the kick. He finds a way to turn around. Before the ball hits the ground, he's able to catch the ball out of midair. That's a dynamic play by a coverage man to go down and down that ball right in the 1-yard line and pin West Virginia. Terrific. I love it.
You know, Ron, great example of how important special teams are. They flip the field. They push it down to the 1-yard line. 99 yards to pay dirt for West Virginia. They're down 7-3. They start at the 1-yard line. Got a little breathing room off that simple handoff to Smallwood. Found a nice hole up the middle. Jason Hall, the free safety, came up to stop him after a pickup of 7. Jason Hall is a true freshman. Grand Prairie, Texas. Hard to believe you're playing high school ball this time last year. Now you're in front of 100,000.
They said Jason Hall has earned the opportunity. He's an athletic young man. He's very aggressive, and he can come up and lay the wood. They like his potential. They see a bright future in him.
2nd down, 7. Delay. 1st down, Smallwood. You know what? Trickett ran it perfectly.
That's the draw play. And what he did, and the way he set that up is he caught the ball, looked like it was going to be a pass. He even give you a little pump fake, turned and handed off to the running back. What that does is that your defense sucks back, they drop into coverage, they play soft, and now your running back has a number of lanes to choose from to get yards.
This drive started on the 1. Little stutter. Thompson turns the corner. First carry of the season. Knocked down by Dalton Santos, the middle linebacker. Clock runs under 12 minutes in West Virginia. On the move, a pickup of 6. Mountaineers hurry up on offense. 2nd down, 4. Simple handoff straight away, and a flag is dropped. Smallwood to carry, but a flag in the middle of that pile, which makes you believe it had to be a holding call.
It looked like holding. The defensive lineman got in the backfield too quick, and they tried to hold him and keep him out of there.
Personal foul. Chop block. Offense. Number 57 and number 67. 15-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
That involved Pankey and Spain.
Well, Malcolm Brown right there on the right side of the screen, you're going to see him. He's going to get high low. They're going to do whatever they can to find a way to keep him out of plays. And you see one of the offensive linemen go low while the other one's going high. And that's exactly what the referees are looking for in that situation. And that's why they threw the flag.
So the penalty pushes the ball back inside the 15-yard line. Call it 2nd down and 19. Pressure. There's that draw play. Longhorns read it. Dreamer Smith, the ball carrier. But Hassan Ridgway, sophomore, who's got a bright future, according to Vance Bedford, the defensive coordinator for Texas. How about that talk we had? Is that an emotional, energized man? Wow.
He is a man that bleeds burnt orange. He played here back in the late 70s. This is a man that's got his team fired up, and we spent the day with him. We could spend weeks with him.
Oh, yes.
He loves football.
Took it in that pocket. Flips it far side. Oh, hammer down. Dreamer Smith collides with Dylan Haynes. You can hear those pads pop. We're halfway up the stadium here, and you can hear it. 7-yard pickup, but far short of the 1st down. And Trickett's off the field. Punting situation for West Virginia.
Oh, you know, that gives me goosebumps when you hear the pads pop like that. And players running around, making plays, being physical. And that's what this defense, they have an energy about them. They have a presence about them, and they're playing with purpose right now.
O'Toole with the punt. And it's marked at the 45-yard line. Texas will come back on offense. That means we'll see that running game of the Longhorns. Stay close. Texas leading West Virginia on Fox Sports 1. Fox Sports 1. College football is presented by K Jewelers. Oh, what a crowd in town. Time to look at our stat comparison, Ryan, brought to you by your Lincoln Wishlist sales event. Total yards, 124, 105 for Texas. Third down conversions, penalties. You saw West Virginia has been stung a couple of times on calls, or four flags for 35 yards.
Anytime you see the yellow fly around, that's going to hurt your team, and they've come in inopportune times for West Virginia.
Texas starts this drive on their own 48-yard line, up 7-3. Hand off straight away, pads pop. As Jonathan Gray pushes past the 50-yard line. Kwiatkowski got one of the great football names in college football. He's a junior out of Bethel Park, PA. 69 tackles. He's everywhere. If you see the football, Kwiatkowski's around it.
He's got a great football name, and he lives up to that name. He flies around and makes plays because he's aggressive. He has really good football instincts, a high football IQ, and can decipher run and pass quickly.
Plays that middle linebacker spot. 7 tackles last week in the loss to TCU. 2nd down and 6. McFarland, the tight end, goes in motion. On a rollout, goes swoops. Pitch and catch. The tight end hops over one tackler and bounces out of bounds. McFarland, they don't use him a lot. 10th catch. Junior from El Paso, but a nice catch, nice run.
He's known just for a lead block. We talked to the coaches yesterday, and they said he's an excellent lead blocker. We're trying to find a way to get him a little bit more involved with the offense. He showed off his footwork right there. He caught the ball, did a nice little move, but he showed off his athleticism and his awareness to be able to avoid that defender.
A gain of 9 gives Texas a 1st down. They're on the move at the 39 of West Virginia. Breaking a tackle, Gray. Breaks another. 20, 10, 5, pushed out of bounds. Jonathan Gray and a touchdown saving tackle by Terrell Chestnut.
What a run by Jonathan Gray. He showed his power right at the line of scrimmage to be able to break a tackle. Then he showed his elusiveness to be able to plant and make a defender flat out miss you in the open field. And then he showed his explosion to race to the end zone. But he stepped out right there. I mean, what a run to be able to incorporate all those things. And the coaches told us he's starting to run with confidence. He had an Achilles. He tore his Achilles versus West Virginia last year. And that takes time to come back from that. Again, he's playing with confidence, and he demonstrated it right there.
No, you made a point. Did he step out at the 5? You saw the pylon get blown up as well, but no, it looks like he's in bounds. And this play is under review.
It looks like a touchdown right there. It doesn't look like he stepped out of bounds. And we're going to look right here. This will be a good view.
The football is marked at the 1.5 yard line, just inside the 2. Did he break the plane? Ooh, nice look.
That's a touchdown.
Yeah, sure did. Hit the pylon.
His feet are in bounds. He reached out, had the awareness and the instinct to put the ball out there and touch the pylon with it. That was a special run. That's a highlight run right there. That's one you go tell your kids about that one.
Yeah, this one upstairs to David Dumas. Here's a call.
After further review, the ball broke the plane of the goal line prior to the runner being out of bounds. Touchdown.
I want to go to Los Angeles and bring in Eagle Eye Mike Pereira. Mike, I love that last replay when you see the ball touching the pylon. On that first replay, it was kind of hidden, but the last one shows exactly where that ball was.
But I'll take Ray, the replay official did a great job because he stopped this just from the live shot alone because he thought that it might have been a touchdown, and you're right. The foot was in bounds. He lunged, and the ball in possession of the runner touched the pylon. That's a touchdown.
And Texas picks a PAT. Mike Pereira, thanks. We'll check with you throughout the day. Touchdown. Jonathan Gray, 3 plays, 52 yards. And the Longhorns at home, up 14-3. Jonathan Gray, back from an Achilles injury, puts Texas on top, 14-3. Ryan, you got to love this move. Power, speed, had it all.
If I had 3 ingredients that I wanted in a special running back, in a great running back, it's speed, it's power, and it's agility, and he demonstrated it all right there. He showed off the power at the line of scrimmage. He showed off his agility to put the juke move on the defensive back in the open field, and then he showed off the speed as he burst for the pylon for the touchdown.
Officially 39 yards. 4th touchdown of the season for Gray. Nick Rose has it teed up 14-3. West Virginia nationally ranked 23rd in the country. No return. And let's go to Los Angeles. Game break. Let's check in with Alan Massingale.
The big game in the desert has turned into a rout. Number 10 Notre Dame and number 9 Arizona State. Irish QB Everett Golson with his 3rd turnover already, this time intercepted by the Sun Devils' Demarius Randall. 59 yards for the pick 6. ASU up huge. 31-3 in the first half. Back to you, Craig and Ryan.
All right, Alan, thanks so much. How about Arizona State? They are, they've been flying low. They are a player in this game of football this year. Trickett, near side. Oh, hammered in the letters. Thompson laid the wood on Smallwood.
Mykeel Thompson with a slobberknocker. You can hear it right there. You hear the pads clean right there. That's a big-time hit. Perfectly form-fitting tackle right there for that safety.
Texas fired up, showing blitz. Another quick toss near side. Just trying to open the field up a little bit with Kevin White. He's going to be short of the 1st down. Past the 30. They'll mark him at the 33-yard line.
And this is when Trickett needs to step up. He's your leader. He's been through adversity. He's got to calm his offense down and continue to deliver strikes.
West Virginia gets back to the line of scrimmage in a hurry, and now they check to the sideline. Crowd is alive. It's noisy here in Austin. Just over 8 minutes left. First half. Trickett on a screen. Texas read it perfectly. It's going to be close. Dreamer Smith I can see now the mark's just going to be shy, and Caleb Blewett, the Fox defensive end.
The defense rallied to come up with a stop right there and find a way to get to the ball carrier on that screen play. Ridgway read that all the way. Number 98, he was all over it. He sniffed it out. He was the one that slowed that play down from the get-go.
4th and 1, and West Virginia forced to punt from their 35. Nick O'Toole will punt away to Shipley. End over end, Shipley on a fair catch at the 22-yard line. Swoops will go back to work. So far it's been Texas. And a couple of slobber knockers in Austin. Our game summary is brought to you by Dell. We compare the two quarterbacks right here in the first half. Trickett's moved the ball. He's been 12 to 15, 96 yards. Swoops has done a nice job. But the ground game for West Virginia, it's been stifled.
It has been stifled. Both of the quarterbacks are playing well today. Trickett hasn't been able to take any shots down the field, which I'm expecting him to take some more of as he gets the ball. And Swoops, he's doing a nice job managing the offense and putting him in the right situation.
He's under center on 1st and 10. Handoff, big hole. Brown breaks it. Big run, big hole. Ishmael Banks hit him up high after the gain of 25, and Brown is slow, coming off the ground. Looks like a shoulder. That was a collision.
That was a collision at the end of the run, and we're going to see this running right down the heart of West Virginia's defense, right up the middle. When you got to hold that big, it's hard to slow a guy down like Malcolm Brown unless you get a hit on him at the very end. But I promise, Craig, the way they run the ball right now, it's going to be hard to slow down Texas because they're gaining confidence. This offensive line is opening up gaping holes for the running back.
Over 6 yards a touch. Brown looks like maybe a stinger on that shoulder. As you know, Ryan, the life kind of leaves that arm, and then it comes back all of a sudden.
Oh, that's never a comfortable feeling when you have a collision like that and you get that stinging feeling down your arm or down your neck. It can make you a little nervous as a player, but you shake it off, and let's see if he's able to come back in the game here shortly.
Clock's under 7 minutes, first half, and Texas on the move, up 14-3. Swoops under center. Again, straight away running. Straight away running, and Gray's having himself a big first half.
And you take Malcolm Brown out, he gets banged up a little bit. Well, go with Jonathan Gray. Jonathan Gray's playing at a high level. He ran power football before. Both the guards around, get a lead block, and he gets a crease that he's off to the races again. He's having a huge day.
Yeah, he just went 40 yards inside the 15. Texas threatening again. Swoops, pressured, throws it into the end zone. Oh, a flag is down. Not one, but two. Banks and Shipley were locked up. Pressure came from the spur. K.J. Dillon.
Pass interference. Defense number 34. The foul occurred in the end zone. I rule the ball be placed at the 2-yard line. First down.